Hello, and thank you so very much for joining me tonight. Before we get into our session, I just want to take a quick moment and thank our sponsor for this video, which is Viva Rays. I've had a couple of sets of Viva Rays glasses for maybe a month or two at this point, and I love them so much. My son loves them too. We love switching out our lenses throughout the day. If you've never heard of Viva Rays before, or just in general blue light blocking or scientific ways of basically, I'm sorry for not being too scientific here, but working with light and how light affects us and filtering light, the good light through, and how that can have a really big impact on your energy level, your stress, and your wellness in general. Since I've been using these glasses for the past month and a half, 2 months, I've definitely noticed myself falling asleep much easier at night. And oddly enough, I don't know if it's connected, but I feel like it has to be, getting up earlier easier, like feeling rested. My alarm goes off and I am usually a snoozer, but even if I hit snooze, I'm just kind of laying there like, okay, no, I'm ready to get up. Like I'll have a little meditation moment, but then I'm ready to get up and start my day. So I found that to be very effective on the melatonin aspect for sure. I've also noticed that as I wear these during the day, I feel somehow more creative. I've been writing down so many ideas for the year to come. To be perfectly candid, I've been on a little bit of a lull, kind of coming off like a major transition in my life and dealing with some personal stuff, but I feel this sort of like creative surge, this okay, well, let's look forward now. Like we're compartmentalizing, we're processing all of that. Let's look forward. And I found myself to be just really tuned into my creativity, like inspiration. I feel very inspired. I feel like there's got to be something tied to the, what stress I'm putting on myself, and blocking those sort of stresses, allowing myself to connect with my subconscious and be more creative. I really love that Viva Rays makes promises here. Promise 1 is that all of their products are science-based and credible 100%. Promise 2 is that they're easy to use and practical. Promise 3 is all of their product designs are inspired by the beauty of nature and are sustainably sourced and produced. And Promise 4, centered on inspiring people to live in a balanced rhythm with nature's light and dark cycles through their continuous free education and support. A lot of blue light blocking glasses that are out there randomly filter blue light, but Viva Rays has a system where they're working through the circadian rhythms with the different lenses that are in their products. Coming in this really nice kind of quirky, not quirky sort of case with a little cleanser thing, of course. I saw on their website that you can also get these prescription. I would definitely do something like that. And I got these. I really like them. I also received these wooden ones that are super lightweight. They're deceptively lightweight. They're very, very comfortable. And these kind of remind me of Hunter Thompson a little, which I like a lot. And these are the ones that you would wear throughout the day. They help to eliminate eye strain and headaches and stay energized and focused at work. These yellow lenses are designed to harmonize the unbalanced blue light that comes from screens and artificial light bulbs while allowing us to absorb the beneficial blue light. These are the evening lenses, and then you can just pop them on. Boop. Also a little Hunter Thompson. You could basically put these together, put the orange ones on after sunset, allowing you to carry out different tasks like cooking or cleaning up or whatever you do at the end of the day. These patented orange lenses are engineered to mimic the color temperature of a fire. So you can picture yourself sitting by a bonfire, feeling calm and relaxed, but energized enough to still get stuff done and have conversations and maybe party a little bit or roast some s'mores or something. And then the nighttime ones, these red, you just take off your orange and pop on the red here. Boop. Just like that. They call these the sleeping pill. And they're very supportive of melatonin production and growth hormone. They block 100% of blue and green light and decrease the brightness by 15 times. The red lenses are meant, tying it back to the bonfire, to emulate or tie to the red embers burning at the end of the fire. And you can picture how sleepy and ready for bed you are at that point. I love the designs of these. There's obviously others to choose from, but I really really like this. A little steampunk, a little wild journalism here, a little gonzo journalism, but hey, I'm super into it. Hunter Thompson has great style. And I guess he knew something with those yellow and orange glasses. I'm pretty sure the set that I have is called the Sun-Kissed 3-in-1. The yellow lens is again for daytime, orange for early evening, and red for before bed or bedtime. And if you'd like to learn more about the science behind all of this and how light affects us and our melatonin and our stress and straining our eyes and all kinds of different things, all kinds of impacts, Viva Rays does have a free ebook. I'll put that in the link below as well if you'd like to check that out. Helpful information, and just the more you know, you can start your journey toward better sleep, a more creative subconscious mind, and a life filled with achievement and fulfillment. Head over to vivarays.com and get your pair of Viva Ray glasses today. Use the code LUNA for 10% off an exclusive discount. You can sleep better, dream bigger, and wake up brighter with a more successful tomorrow. Thank you so very much to Viva Rays for partnering with me on this video, and thank you for the product. I love them I really love them so much. I think it looks so cool. And thank you so much to my viewers and subscribers. I truly couldn't do this without you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now let's get into our session. Hello, and thank you so very much for joining me tonight. I go by Lune INNATE, and if you've never seen one of my sessions before, or if you've been a watcher but you don't get it, really I'm creating these videos as a method to contribute as some sort of catalog where anyone pretty much can stumble across something that hopefully will be beneficial to them, as in calming, as in something they could use in meditation, something you can use before bed, something you can use to take a little break in the day. And really the purpose is to sort of direct your focus, even though you're watching a video, back to you. And you can receive, and you can just relax and sort of align yourself, or allow yourself to become aligned, calmed, and through that empowered, perhaps a little more confident in your choices, your actions, and just better suited to navigate this crazy, crazy world that we live in. So I'll also just share that I study and practice Reiki. I teach Reiki, but I also study many other healing arts modalities. And I've been creating these videos. They've evolved, of course, but since, I want to say, like 2017 or something like that. Maybe earlier, I can't remember. I'll have to go back and look. But the purpose has always been hoping that it would serve even just one person. So thank you for being on this journey with me. Particularly those of you who, well, all of you, but definitely a shout out to those of you who have seen the evolution of the channel. So thank you for being here. All right, we are going to get into our session. This is the Virgo season inspired session, and the theme for our session is going to be a little bit of like purification, preparation, self-energizing, because Virgo season is a bit about serving. There's a lot of elements here, of course. I'm not an astrologer. I'm speaking specifically just from correspondence. And Virgo, the Virgin, it's a pure sign. It's a perfection sign. It's a sign of perfection and perfecting, and the quest to constantly become better, more knowledgeable, more prepared, more organized, and give off a better vibe. So we're going to be working with those themes for ourselves today. A bit of purification. I don't mean to say that as if there's something wrong with you. There's something dirty. Like, let's get around. That's not what I mean, but I mean the refinement of self, the processing of the lessons that you've experienced recently or over the last year or so, and just in general, like a great foundation for yourself as we're in a pretty hectic time at the time that I am recording this now. We're presently still in a Venus retrograde that has been very difficult it's been a very difficult Venus retrograde. I know myself personally, it's been a little cuckoo. We have Mercury retrograde, which is the ruling planet of Virgo as well. I've heard that this Mercury retrograde should be a time where we become more grounded, actually, and more energized. And I really have been sensing that myself, or noticing that in my own personal life. But still, there's a lot of other retrogrades happening at the time that I'm recording this. So no matter what time you're watching this, or when in the world and time and space you might be watching this, if you're going through anything and you really want to connect with your truth, you want to get back to the soul connection, the what is right for me connection, the more empowered perspective, the confidence, again, like in your actions, in yourself, in the process, like trusting the process here a little as you go through your journey. I really hope that this serves you. We're going to start with our candle. And one of the last sessions that I made, I think it was a Patreon session for divination, I was using some mugwort, and I don't know if you can see in there, but there's some like little leaves. You can see like a little bit sticking up because the mugwort fell off, so I put it in the candle here. So we'll see what happens. But we're just setting the intention for, forgive the word here, but a purification of sense, of sorts, a return to, not a return as in stepping back, but shaking off anything that is a facade, shaking off any manipulations, any confusion, any influence that is anyway malicious to you, as well as stuff that we put on ourselves, really hard expectations. I think it's great to have big goals for ourselves and want to be the best version of ourselves, but let's give ourselves time as well for these things to unfold. There's also other elements at play, of course, right? So whatever your theme might be, if you want to set your own intention here, I'm just gonna light this. Well, I know I got the mugwort. Did I get the wick? I think so. Alright, and I love this for this big flame here of our theme of purifying, of transforming, of being our best selves, bringing in a little patience. All the Virgo people I know are so inspiring to me. I never get off a call with a Virgo friend and feel low in my energy. I always feel uplifted, inspired, activated, yeah, talking about cool stuff that we're both doing. And that's one of my favorite things about Virgo homies. Alright, if you have your own intention you'd like to set, just have a look at this gorgeous flame we have here and send it in. I'm going to be using a lot of crystals in this session, and I'm using this, it's got some oil in here and selenite shards and a little bit of herbs and resins, and I want to just kind of move this through. The purpose here, the correspondence, is the vessel, the jar, you could say, or your goals. And the selenite is very purifying. The aroma in here is a cedar wood, a Virginia cedar, so it's like smoky cedar. And I'm just going to move this all around you with the intention of as if we're looking at ourselves and we're stirring things up. We're putting in the selenite, which is very purifying and kind of like not to be goofy, but going through a car wash here or something. So. Bend your back. By your shoulders, down your spine. Clearing really any toxicity, pardon the terminology, but clearing any toxicity of pressure and seeing it instead, or connecting with our expectations or our goals or the pressures we put on ourselves, clearing the toxic nature of that and simply connecting with the, development, the need, the fun of it, the challenge. It smells so good. I think Virginia cedar might be my favorite smell in the world. Just focusing through this channel within you. Focus on the ears. The palms. Heart. Okay. Selenite again. I've got a lot of selenite today. And I'm going to scan. So this is where you can kind of activate your senses here. Picture yourself laying down and picture me or you dragging this selenite kind of through your aura. So as if I was laying down here, from over the crown, down your face, down through your neck, down the center of your body. And I want you to tune in to where it feels best for you. So over the head, kind of the forehead, the face, the neck, clavicle, center of your chest, ribs, upper abdominal area, lower abdomen, all the way down to the center bottom of your torso here. I'm going to scan one more time. So over the head, see if you can feel it and where it feels best. Center of the face, like alright, throat, neck, clavicle, chest plate, I guess you could say, upper abdominal area, full abdomen, lower abdominal area, and down again to the bottom of your torso. So just talk to yourself a little here in your head, like where did that feel best? If it felt best over the head and higher areas here, that might indicate that you're just ready for, or there's even some blockages, but we want to direct more energy to the higher points here, whether that's your intuition, your subconscious mind, your connection to the beyond. If you've felt it better a little here to the throat, perhaps things to do with your waking mind, consciousness, amplifying the energy there, but also purifying that space. If you felt it in your heart better, like around your chest, there might be a need, or forgive the word need, I don't mean to make it sound like that, but a need, a benefit. It would be beneficial to purify how you connect with like the rapport of your heart, your soul, being guided by your heart's messages, hearing what your heart, your soul is even asking for. Sometimes we don't even know, right? We get a little blocked up. And really, again, energizing, amplifying this area. If it was more of the upper abdominal area, something to do with ego, sense of self, your actions, again, purifying and amplifying. If it was lower in the abdominal area, there might be some cleansing here of your relationships, some lingering energies, some perhaps karmic ties, as in like karmic relationships specifically, or really anything to do with the sacral, we could say. So emotional purification and clearing, creative purification, enhancement, and clearing any inhibiting factors, inhibiting perspectives, thoughts, or routines, habituals that block your creative flow. And if it was more lower on the body, this could be something to do with, again, amplifying your connection to the earth, to your body, to your power here, to your footprints here, to the experience, and also purifying as in clearing any, dissolving any disillusions, disconnections, negativity in how you experience the world, how you view the world. Because yeah, there's like a lot of crap wrong here. Like, yeah, obviously. But there's also a lot of good, and we can add more good, but not when we're exclusively focused on all that is not right. Like, we can acknowledge that, then do things to make it better, right? So I'm just going to move through, channeling here, through the crown, just to cover all the bases. I'll do like a figure 8 and down through this channel. So wherever it was for you, kind of shining a light, sweeping through, moving, harmonizing, clearing blockages, moving energy through, calling in. We want to call in that purification, that clearing, that release, that dissolve. And we want to call in as well the heightening, the polishing, the development of these areas. So it isn't a void space of clearing after these things have been dissolved. It's immediately replaced by what is better. Sorry, but that's just how this is the best word I can use. Again, moving through, seeing this swirl through your etheric body in this center vortex, seeing your meridians open, flowing, releasing and receiving exactly what is right for you, exactly what you may need at this time or be supported by. In fact, I'm going to place this, if you pictured yourself standing or sitting or laying down, this just kind of between the lower limbs or just at the lowest point of the body. I want to say, I don't know if she watches my videos anymore, but a very special person with my son's birthday gave me this with their mom, and I love it, and I just wanted to bring it in because I think that no matter where you felt you needed a little attention, or you felt maybe I should look into that, I think that a lot of us are clearing at this time residuals of past relationships. That's what came up more or less in the Patreon reading that I did, like the little intro reading before I went into the 4 pick a card piles. And yeah, I think that a lot of us have let go of some toxic relationships, and I don't want to call them toxic as in these people are bad. Maybe some of yours are, Mine aren't bad, you know, they're not bad people. What's bad is what it brought out of me. What's bad is what I allowed, even though I knew it wasn't right. What's bad is that I swept things under the rug. What's bad is that I was more in my head than I was in the reality. What's bad is I was listening more to the words than I was paying attention to the actions. You know what I'm trying to say? Things like that. My wanting of something influenced me putting up with some stuff that like I knew wasn't right for me. So that doesn't have to be you, but we hold a lot of energy from past lovers, past connections, even if they weren't romantic or sexual or anything like that. So I want to use this awesome peachy selenite egg and I'm just gonna hold it like this. And while I am gonna hold it here, because I want you to be able to focus on it, we're focusing in the sacral, okay? The intention is in the sacral. If you want to direct your energy to the sacral, if you want to place your hands there if you're able and hold the sacral space, I would definitely recommend. And I want to cradle it like this. I have to go on my tippy toes and just hold the sacral space, visualizing this selenite egg or an egg shape in general, a beautiful peachy light, orange, almost pink, shiny, perhaps glittery. Perhaps you see cracks. Perhaps you see cloudiness. So let's blow into this space. Perhaps you see like little black-like inclusions or specks of some kind. No matter what you see or connect with, here, we'll hold it like this. We want to focus on the sacral space and send love to this space. Send appreciation for all that we've been through. And clear. Let it release. Release those relationship ties. Release those habits, those past patterns. We want to almost feel like we are uncrossing ourselves in our relationships. This Venus retrograde kicked so much into gear. I know personally, I don't feel like I'll ever be the same again. I mean, I guess that's every moment of the day, right? But I'm just gonna physically move this down to the sacral area. Place my hands there gently, respectfully, in the lower abdominal area, and just channel through. I'm seeing some like shorebirds, egrets, herons. Just channeling through. Clear water, koi fish. And letting your creativity flow, because this takes away these impressions, these attachments, these lingering, what do we call them? Shadows, imprints in the sacral mess with us emotionally, They mess with us. They make us needy. They make us feel codependent. They make us feel unworthy. All kinds of things. And we want to just let that all go, because those are all past. It's from the past. It's not the story any longer. You've made the change. You've witnessed it. You got it. It's releasing. And as we do, we allow more as well of our creative flow. Creative specifically of the life you want to live. Not influenced by this major factor right up in your orbit, right up in your, if you looked up at the night sky, like this big, show me what you got face, So we're just holding this there, channeling through. Okay. I'm gonna bring this up to the eyes and just kind of move through to help you to really get the message, get the lesson is what I mean, I'm sorry. And it's not about condemning. And it's not about not appreciating, and it's not about bad. It's just not who we are anymore. It's not what we'll play with anymore. Over the eye, this eye. I'm gonna go up, like to the brow. And under. Down the nose a little. Like just between the eyes. Okay. While we're in the eyes, we're gonna work with these blue kyanite plates. And here we want to focus on that purification of the intuition, of the imagination. We want to clear any false walls, any false limitations, any false ceilings, we could say, and let you really see things from a perspective of like complete anything is possible. Don't be afraid to dream it or wish it. Move down to the lower mind, the conscious mind. Don't be afraid to speak it, even if you don't want to talk to people about it. You could write it in your journal, your manifestations. Just breaking down walls here. And of course, there's boundaries that help build, but we want to release all limitations to connect with, again, that purity of sorts, that uninhibited, but well thought out. Down into the heart. I'm actually going to go from third eye down. Okay. Okay. We're still in the eyes here because I really want, I feel personally I've seen myself in a way more so over the last year than I had in the years previously, but you know, it gets a little fuzzy when we start trying to think way back, right? But I feel like I've been limiting myself. I feel like I had to go through a lot, but at the same time, I feel like I focused more on what was challenging for me than what I wanted. Because when you can focus on what you want, even the things that are challenges for you, well, there will be resolutions to these issues. So I think I was focused, I don't want to say I was being negative, but I would kind of, less then super confident kind of little thought would come in of, oh, but that's so hard, or oh, but I don't have time, or oh, but which, you know, was probably fine. I really needed to process a lot, but I would personally like to completely release that and focus more on what I want to build and see how the universe shows up for you that way, and connections are made and resources are acquired, skills are developed, and it's a beautiful thing to witness. So I have here these really cool pieces of Faden quartz, these like really interesting formations. So we're gonna put these like on the eyes. I want to make like little glasses and help with the intention of helping us to build our vision in the perspective, from the perspective of Virgo, of the perfectionist. Don't hold back on how beautiful you want it to be, or how big, or how far reaching, how expansive, how helpful to others, how helpful to yourself. All right, so I'm just going to focus, charging, activating, calling in. And we're going to put these over the eyes. Channeling through. Building, building, building. See yourself with a blueprint. See yourself with all the paper in the world that you might need. The page isn't big enough, let's tape some together. Think of all the colors you would use, the textures, the smells. Visualize yourself planning a garden, or building a wardrobe, or building a business, or a household structure, a family tree, a code, a frequency, a crystal, a structure, a body, a map, whatever feels right for you. And see it developing, see it growing, see yourself getting more ideas. See yourself not afraid to use that eraser and straighten a line, or knock down a wall, or whatever it might be. All right, I'm going to shift to put these now on the temples. Okay, like a cross pattern through the mind. Okay, channeling through, activating. You might feel it like in the back of your head even. Okay. Here I have a piece of malachite. And this is a great energy amplifier, in my opinion. Like kind of one. So we want to kind of run this through your field. Really focus in the heart, I guess we could say. Drawing that heart energy, amplifying, because the heart is truth, you know. The heart is mission, the heart is journey, the heart is path, the heart is love, evolution, direct connection, limitlessness. And we want to bring that up to the eyes, the inner vision, the mental movie screen, as well as through the form, in through the connection to the body, the connection to this earth, amplifying that into the connection to your relationships, your beneficial relationships, your creativity, your emotional center, your joy, up through to the plexi, solar plexi, your personal power, your self-esteem, your confidence, your actions. again into the heart, amplifying these messages. So clear. Oh yeah, if I had all that, if I could literally do anything, let me think that way. I think we start to think, well, what can I do with what I have? What can I do if I had to take step by step? And that's good and that's practical. And yes, there's times for that. But when we're connecting with our vision, you know, the big picture, it's not what can I do with what I have or what could I maybe get to, because you wouldn't believe the jumps that could happen. I'm sure you've seen that in your personal life and or you know, in your life in general in ways. But when it comes to really connecting with that, it's like the magnetism that pulls everything else along, that big vision. Down. Okay, now from the heart up to the conscious mind, amplifying, amplifying, amplifying comfortably. Vision, divine connection, pulling through and through you, channeling through you, through you, through you, through you. You're pulling in all of this completely like unlimited, connected to everything, miracle, anything can happen, all the support in the world, all the knowledge in the world, all of these things pulled through you and delivered here to this experience for your manifestation, for your goal, for your dream. Pulling through. Super powerful. Okay. Bringing in this ridiculously gorgeous colored crystal brace. I think that's how you say it. I'm doing my best. Words are just sounds coming out of our mouths. Alright. This is a really lovely, compassionate stone. So I want to bring that in for the serving quality that we talked about. Serving yourself, you know? I don't mean self-serving as in selfless, but doing what's right for you. This is your vision. This is your goal. This is you perfecting things from how you discern, how you critique, you know, enhance, but also that serving on behalf of others, on behalf of the collective. So we're going to move through the face, almost like we're gua shaing a little over the brow and the other, the forehead, smoothing, releasing tension in the face, relaxed forehead, and down, chin, the lips and chin. Or actually, let's go like under the nose, down, over your lips to your chin, your cheeks, under your eye, the other. Go to the jaw and kind of like rub at where the muscle is. Now we're going to go down the neck, down the body, from the shoulders, down the chest. When we get to the sacral, digestive system sort of area, reproductive and digestive area, we're just going to do a figure 8. Going to take your palm point, your receptive palm point, or just the meridian flow, the inward flow, and rub on this point to receive whatever you might need based to serve, you know, to serve yourself, to serve others. Now, your dominant palm point, or just the outward flow of the meridians, for giving, for demonstrating, for acting, for expressing the outward flow. I have this green aventurine. It's one of the darkest. I got my flashlight so you can see how dark it looks, right? But how cool. I know, the people outside it's annoying. I'm so sorry for the people outside doing the yard work or whatever. How dare they? Don't they know there's weirdos up here making ASMR style Reiki sessions? Hope it doesn't bother you too much. I'm very sorry for that. But I wanted to bring this in for abundance, because that dream you have, that goal, that plan, that envisionment, whether you can completely hash out all the details right now or not, is going to need some stuff. And I want you to know that you have what it takes, as in you are a point of consciousness on this earth, in this experience. We all have what it takes, right, to receive whatever you might need. So I don't want you to worry about how it's going to happen. I want you to be more concerned with why, you know? Why am I doing this? Does it feel like something your soul wants? Is it beneficial to other people? Is it something you've always wanted to do? Will this leave a mark? Will this help humanity? Will this help the animal kingdom? Will this help the environment? Like, why? Why is so much more powerful than how. Why gives context. Why gives roots and stability and meaning. So I just want to, as this is nicely heated up here now, I just want to place this in the heart, holding the heart, charging through. And just know that when you have your why, you have everything, you know? And the why doesn't have to be so deep, but it needs to be there. That context, excuse me, I can't speak today, gives structure, it gives roots, it gives stability, it gives purpose, it gives more magnetism for all that you need to reach you. So I really want to focus again on your pure connection to that, your awareness of it, your trust in it, and the activation of such. Holding the heart, channeling through. Okay. And here, last but not least, of my little green crystal collection over here that I'm sharing, at least. This is Hiddenite. Sorry. Hello. It's very beautiful, and it's a great connector between heart and action, heart and solar, heart and self. So I'm going to move this through the heart and solar areas. I'm going to tap through the body. Just to kind of shake out, really release any old habits, actions that were not supportive of your ultimate goal here, that are holding it back, that are negatively influencing it in any way. And empower, and really just hold here, or holding here for you to see, but focusing on the sacral heart, sacral, and kind of like in between, to empower your actions, to align your actions to support this goal, this dream, this world, this tree, this garden, this party, this event, this community, this project, whatever it might be. As well as your self, your sense of self. You seeing yourself as the one that accomplishes this, as the mastermind, as the organizer, it's your creation. And you could have a whole team supporting you, but it's your dream, your goal. It might be a goal that you find out is shared by many people and you collaborate, of course. That's awesome. I don't mean to say it's a one-man show here, So we're just moving through and through and through and attuning, like attuning, aligning heart and body, heart and action, heart and self, soul and avatar, purpose and execution, charging through. Okay. We're gonna use this white feather as a symbol of that purity. Just fan through. A little wind in your sails, a little pep in your step, some energy here, the motivation, the vibe, like when you get off the phone with your Virgo friend and you're like, oh, I'm doing cool stuff and so are my friends and that's so cool. I'm so proud of them. I'm so happy for them. I know they're proud of me. Just fanning through. Down, ground it down, pull it down, pull it down. Let it flow in you and through you, and it sets off a wave in the earth, in the grid here, to call support, to make things happen, for the earth to fold, to support your dream. You have your why. You have your map, your blueprint, your plan, the basics. What is important to you? What is meaningful to you? What speaks to your heart? And what would you create with no limits? Down the body. Between the eyes here. And then go horizontal. We're going to do some fanning. Gently through. Shoulders. Taking off the burden, but really wearing your fit, What is it? Is it a blazer? Is it a suit? Is it a cape? hope you enjoy our little session today. Thank you so very much for allowing me to share a little piece of your path. I'm so excited for all of us as a collective right now. I know there's a lot of parallel. Your story might not be the same as mine, right? But there's a lot of parallel experiences happening, and I'm excited for all of us. This is a great place to be in as we closed up those chapters and are on to something more aligned with our soul. From the very jumbly hands, from the very bottom of my heart, I bow to the divine in you and I, and to this beautiful connection that we share. So much love to you.